Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hi students, how was your weekend? We're going to just revise what we took in the last week. We started with Unit 5. Now in Unit 5 we had the discussion part about the topic, do you really need it? Now here in the discussion we have here of course the shopping part, and also we talked about advertisements and the things that we can advertise. We have also something about spending money and also something about lectures, which is actually related to, here we have the adverb clauses, and the lectures part was related to the real talk as well as the disagreement phrases. And after that we have here, yes, advertising techniques, which is also a part that we took in the listening, and we ended our week by the pronunciation lesson, which was about to actually. And to here we have, there were different ways to pronounce to. We have here to as in boo, which is the true T, and the O as it is. We have also the true T with a schwa sound. And then we took that you can turn the T into a D sound also with a schwa sound. And after that we have here the flap T pronunciation, and as usual we had the we emphasized on the linking part and how to just combine between your words when you pronounce. Now we're going to see here, these are the examples that you have in the book. Now actually the examples that we have here, you are going to just listen to how the speaker is pronouncing the sentences and how she pronounced specifically to. Try to revise before and see how you read the sentence or how you pronounce to, and then you can listen and compare with the speaker. So we have the first part.
Good morning and welcome to Advertising 101. You are here today because you want to learn the secrets behind how advertisers sell to consumers. Because viewers admire and want to be like the person, they may want to use the product. The advertiser tries to get the viewer to respond to the commercial with some kind of strong emotion. The advertiser wants the consumer to associate the product with the emotion.
Now, did you see how she pronounced the to part? And how her sentences, or how the words in the sentences, they were linked, they were combined, and she pronounced them with a flow. There were no chopped words, there were no spaces or gaps between the pronunciation parts. So here, this is the correct way to just pronounce the words, and if you can, just practice more, and you will be able to talk like a native speaker here. Just before we move on, I just want to see one word here, which is the word, we have here the word, yes, consumer. What is a consumer? Do you know? We have here a consumer is someone, we can see that, let's just, from this picture, we have actually the two parts. We have here the advertiser and the consumer. Now yes, both of them, the advertiser and the consumer. The advertiser is actually advertising. He's making some kind of commercials. He's trying to sell his products. And on the other side, we have here the consumer. Now we can see that the consumer is happy, he's shopping, he's spending his money, and so on. Now there is another word which is close to the word consumer. Instead of just saying consumer, there is someone, but there's a slight difference in meaning between the word that I am sure that you have in mind, and we have here the word consumer. But we will go back and try to explain more the word consumer, because it is actually part of our lesson today, which is the vocabulary building lesson, which we have. And the vocabulary building, of course, we have here is going to be the 7th lesson in our unit. We are going to start our week today with it. Our objectives are: give the meaning of the new vocabulary from pictures and examples, establish the meaning of new vocabulary in relation to their synonyms and antonyms, answer questions and state the definitions, form sentences using the new vocabulary. Okay, just before we move on, I want to focus on one thing, which is to give the meaning of the new vocabulary from pictures and examples. Now, from the beginning, from Unit 1, we were used to the way of just reading, looking at the content that we have or the context, and try to relate the meaning to the word that we have here or other examples. But this time, I'm focusing on pictures. Why? We are going to take our lesson a little bit different today. So here, as usual, you have these ways. We have here to read the meaning. We have to go through the meaning and context, to ask a classmate and discuss, and also to relate with synonyms, antonyms, pictures, and so on. But as I said, we are going to change our lesson for today. Now we are going to do something different. Before, you will see the words that you have on pages or on the reading pages 74 and 75. And we have a matching exercise that we will today, inshallah, in the lesson, which is the vocabulary building. Before we start with this part, we are going to just play a kind of game. Now, I want you to guess the meanings of the words and guess what are they related to from several parts. So we are going to begin. First of all, we have here, these are the parts that I want. We are going to see what is the word. We are going to give a classification. What is it? Is it a noun, an adverb, an adjective, and so on? We are also going to see what is it related to most. Is it to a person, a place, a thing, maybe an action? And then we have here the part of the synonyms and the antonyms. Closing our word will be the related part. Just to give you a close word, which can give you just a hint for the word what it is. Now we're going to see here. This is our game for the day. We have here, there are 6 words. You can see the words starting from here. We have the word consumer. You have also the word spontaneously. We have also the word outlandish. On the other side, we have here unconventional. We have the word exposed, and we have here the word logo. So let's just play a game here. We're going to just choose here. And we have here the word, let's just stop. Yes, we have here the word outlandish. So let's start with this one here. Yes. The word outlandish is a surprise. You can see that this is something unusual. And also this house, do you think that this is something typical? Is it normal to see like these kinds of houses or not? So the word outlandish, you can get the idea from these 2 pictures. That is something that is uncommon, it is unusual, it is something that we are not familiar with all the time. So we are going to see the word outlandish, the classification. We can say that here the view or the guy with the socks, it is something that is unusual. So I am describing, which means that we have here an adjective. Also, here we can describe either a person, and we have here, it can be sometimes a thing. The synonym, it shows from here, the pictures, is it something that is normal? It is actually shocking at the beginning. So we have here, like here, this guy, if you can see what he's doing. So which means that it is something strange. We can say that it is something that is weird. It's not normal. And just to relate here, we have here related words. We can have, yes. Do you remember this word that we took when we talked about the movies? Do you remember Toy Story? We took the word idiosyncratic. So this is a good chance not just to relate between words and their meanings. This is a good chance to relate between these words and other words that you have, or that you have even actually taken before. So this is going to be the first word that we have here. Now let's just go back and choose another one. So we have here again, and let's just stop here. Exposed. Okay, so we're going to see the word exposed. Yes. Now here you can see that there are 2 pictures of the word exposed. One has a kind of electricity wire which is broken, and the other one shows that there is a man or a boy here. He got electrocuted, which means that he was exposed to the electricity or the wire was exposed. So either ways, it shows that something that it is not safe, it is unprotected, it is something that may cause danger. Now, this is just one meaning for the word exposed. We have here other meanings. We can say, for example, like this memory or the CD player. It is exposed, which means that it is open. We may lose the memory or the things that we have here. It can be something that might be damaged. And also, there are other meanings for the word exposed. For example, you can see also here, like this poster here, and there is a torn part which exposes what it has under. Now here there is no danger, there is no harm, but it reveals. There is a kind of revealing of what it has underneath. So we have here the other part. Yes, now the word exposed, the classification. If I say that the poster was exposed, the CD player was exposed, the wire was exposed, which means that I am here describing, we have here an adjective. This adjective can go on a person, a thing, a place, or an action. We have here some problems, they were exposed. There were some kind of actions that were exposed. It can. And then after that, we have here close to, let's choose this time, an antonym. So we have here, I want the opposite of exposed. We have here, we are going to choose the word covered. Why covered? I want you to remember the poster when we had the paper and it was torn. The paper at first, it covered the words and then we exposed them. So here we have the word exposed, and at the end we can just relate to the word dangerous, because sometimes, yes, if it is not protected, it can be harmed or damaged. Going back, we have now discussed two words. We discussed the word outlandish. We discussed the word also exposed. Let's just go and just choose something else here. We can choose something and stop. We have here, we stopped at exposed, and let's see, also logo. Good. So we have here the word logo here. Logo actually is a little bit of a familiar word here. We can see the word logo. These are logos. Now, actually, the logos that you can see here, they are not related to anything. They are not related to any kind of thing or place or restaurant. But now you have gotten the idea of it. Now we have the word logo is actually like this one here. It is, if I say that this is a logo, which means that we have here, it is a noun. And here, a logo, it represents a thing, it represents a kind of product, which means that it is usually meant for a thing. And we have here, as a synonym, we can say that it is close to another word. Now, if I see something, I will know immediately what is the product or what is the thing that it represents. So which means that we have here, it is a symbol, or it's like a kind of symbol here. And just to remind you and give you a small hint, you can just remember the word logo and relate it to the word brands. So we have here many kinds of brands. We said that we have here food brands, we have also clothing brands, we have leather brands. So there are different brands that you can just associate with the word logo. So we have here now, we took the word exposed, we took logo, we took outlandish, and we actually discussed the word consumer. So let's just play this game one more time and see what we have here. We can have the word unconventional. So we have here the word unconventional. Unconventional here, you can see that this cute fish here is going this way and the others are going the other way. We can see also the light bulbs. We have here, there are two which are the same and one is different, which means that we have here the word unconventional is actually here meaning the same thing as different. Also, I can describe a thing or a person or an action that it is unconventional. So which means that we have here an adjective, and we have here basically we describe a thing that it is unconventional, but sometimes it can apply on something else. The antonym of the word unconventional. We saw the examples for the fish and the light bulb. So we said that this is something that is different. It is something that is unusual, which means that the antonym is going to be the word usual. And actually here, you can relate it to one of the words that we just took. You can relate it to the word outlandish. But put in mind that the word outlandish is a bit more weird or stranger. So we have here three words that related together. We related, first of all, outlandish with a previous word, which is idiosyncratic. And now I am relating between the two words we have here, unconventional and outlandish. But put in mind that we have here unconventional is going to be something which is unusual, which is something that is different. Outlandish has the same kind of meaning, but it means something stranger and something that is a little bit weird. So we have here, these are going to be the words that we have, which means that we have here two more words. Let's just go pass by them, and we have here the two ones. Let's start with spontaneously. Now you can see that the figure that we have here, she looks light. She looks like she's flying, which means that there is no kind of tying up here. And also you can see some words. Now we have some words, like for example, the word feeling. We have here open, playful. We have here the word curious. We have here also adoptive. Now we have here these words. They show something that is more free. You can act freely. There is no kind of schedules. There is no kind of tying up. There is no kind of, let's say, planning, which means that we have here the word. You can see also here, she is acting very freely here. Now we have the word spontaneous or spontaneously. If I am talking about the action, I'm going to say that we have here spontaneously is going to describe our action. So let's give an example. We can say, for example, that Ali is a spontaneous person. He acts spontaneously. So I can just relate to the adverb, because actually we have here spontaneously is an adverb, and it is always associated, or it always means the action. Close to the synonym or the antonym, we can say one word here. We can say that we have here the synonym is freely. And in general, anything that you do without thinking or without planning will be spontaneous, which means that I'm going to relate it to the word without planning. Now, this just takes us to the last word, which was actually the first word that we mentioned. Now we have here the word consumer. We can see that this guy, he is a consumer. We can see also these people, they are not in a store, they are shopping online, but yes, they are consumers. Now these consumers, we have here the classification. If I say that these are consumers, so it is a noun. And yes, we mean by them people or a person. The synonym is going to be the word that you have in mind, which is the word customer. And we can just relate with the word buying. So you know that consumers or customers, they are the ones or the side that buy any kind of product, unlike the advertiser. Now this takes us to the end of our words that we have. Just to revise them and make sure that we have all the words, we discussed outlandish, we discussed spontaneously, consumer, unconventional, exposed, and logo, which will take us to our book here. Now in your book, page number 73, we have here the exercise. So you will see the following words in the reading on pages 74 and 75, as we said. Match the words with their meanings. Now you can read these words and you can just match with the meanings. Now sometimes you can just relate to one word. Let's start with the first. We have here the word consumer. Now consumer, we just discussed it. Just take a look here very quickly. Just one word. It can help you. Okay? So we have A, B, C, D, and let's stop at E. Why? Because we just said that a consumer is actually a person, even if you do not complete reading. So we have here, unless you have two people here mentioned, but we have here a person who buys things or services. The second one, exposed. Now, when we talked about the electricity, when you talked about something that is, we can say it can be exposed to harm or danger. Now, just to give you a hint here, you can just always remember the word exposed with the word explosive, for example, or explode, something that will happen. So, which means that it gives you this kind of hint or the meaning that something is not protected, which means that I have here, yes, the answer is going to be F, which is left unprotected. Moving on, we have the word logo. Now, logo is a light, easy word that we know. And here, just going back from A to D, you can see that logo is actually a design symbol. One word, symbol. A design symbol of a business or a product. Outlandish, we said that it is close to unconventional, but actually it means something that is strange, or we can say shockingly strange or unexpected. So outlandish is going to be A. Spontaneously here, we have two meanings left. We have here without planning, and we have here D, which is different from what is typical. And here we know the differences between the two words. Now we can say that unconventional means different, and of course we have here spontaneously means to plan or to act without planning. So we have spontaneously is going to be C, and unconventional is going to be D. So these are our words that we have here in the vocabulary building. We will pass by them again here in the reading part. But as usual, it's not just about taking examples. You have to relate. You have to always use the words and try to relate them or connect them to your own experience and give your own examples so you will not forget them. Now, I do have my examples ready for you. We have here your Ahmed. Now, just to follow up with me, we have, as usual, the words. They are all connected together in the same context, just to make sure that you are following up and you have the idea completely. Ahmed is a professional logo designer. He comes up with unconventional designs for his clients. To know what attracts consumers, he spontaneously goes out and sees what ideas are exposed and starts to think of new ones. Once he needed to go shopping at a supermarket, he saw an outlandish stand that was advertising a product. Ahmed was struck by a new idea from the stand and quickly left to work on his new design. He was so excited he didn't realize he left without even shopping. So we have here all the 6 words. They are together in the same context. So we have after that, yes, our pages 74 and 75, as we said, which are the reading pages. You do have this question, which is going to be your assignment for tomorrow, inshallah. Tomorrow, I want you just to be prepared, make a list of all the places you see ads in your everyday life. How many ads do you think you are exposed to in an average day? And note that we have here the word exposed gives the other meaning, like the torn paper, which means something that is revealed or uncovered. So which means that you see these things, they are not hidden. You can see them in front of you. So just think about all the kinds of ads and the things that you see in front of you. They can be electronically, they can be outside, anywhere. So just think about some things. You can make a list of 5 4 ads if you want, and be prepared for tomorrow. Tomorrow, inshallah, is a very interesting lesson that we will enjoy, inshallah. At the end, we have our outline of the day. Now we, of course, as usual, recall and recognize the words that we know from before. We understood from pictures this time. Note that I didn't put any kind of paragraph. Connected with synonyms and antonyms, we then, after that, connected with the definitions that we had, and at the end, to relate the new vocabulary to personal experiences. So this is something that you must do in order to keep the words in your mind and focus. So until tomorrow, make your ad list, and we will see you soon.